Hi, I'm Becca, and this is my look of Lyme. I'm going to answer the questions provided for this video. I'm also going to incorporate clips and pictures that we've taken throughout this journey, but without further ado, what does Lyme look like? Well, I have a list here to help me remember what to say. I don't trust my brain to keep up with that on its own. You can see my eye is closed. As a result of these infections, I have trigeminal neuralgia, nerve pain, which is a nerve that branches basically like this. It's stabbing knife pains in my eye and ear and shooting down through my jaw and neck and shoulder. It feels like there is, I call it fire water, running underneath the surface of my skin. So I wanted to explain why I'm only looking at you with one eye. There are many ways to illustrate what Lyme looks like. For me right now, it looks like being 28 years old and spending 95% of the past 4 years bedridden, blackout curtains completely closed and all of the lights off because of my sensitivities to light and sound, just stimulation of all kinds. Not being able to have your family come over to visit because your chemical sensitivities are so severe. Being in the same room with anyone who has used shampoo that has any scent to it at all sends you into a tailspin and makes symptoms flare for several days. Wearing cold packs on your head 24/7 because of the constant migraines and the trigeminal pain. Your husband coming home and finding you in the middle of a massive episode where you're screaming and crying and the tears are pouring because the lawnmowers outside have been going all day and your nervous system can't handle the stimulation. This is what every lawnmower in the area does. It happens every day. Even with noise canceling headphones and earplugs outside the house, I have to use my wheelchair. I can at least walk a little bit inside, but for 2 years, my husband had to carry me everywhere. Not being able to sleep in the same room with your husband because of my symptom flares at night that keep me awake and then would also keep him awake because we literally can't afford for him to not sleep because he has to function since he's the only one that is able to work. A husband who helps me put pajamas on and carries me from the shower to the bedroom because it takes so much of my strength. It's different for every person, and I'm going to include a picture in just a second. The picture shows you the bare minimum of what I have to take just to be able to leave to go get a blood draw done. So I will show that now. I've been sick my whole life. From young childhood through present day, have gotten multiple strep throat infections a year. We now know I have a systemic strep infection. I was diagnosed with OCD at a young age, and in middle school it became severely debilitating. I was diagnosed with anorexia nervosa, depression, juvenile, idiopathic, we don't know why you have it, but you have it, arthritis. This is not a complete list, but it is a lot of them. Fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, neurocardiogenic syncope, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, trigeminal neuralgia, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, chronic migraines, social anxiety disorder, Epstein-Barr virus. They suspected lupus, MS, sarcoidosis. There are so many more, and all it came down to was nothing's wrong that's showing up. Let's order more testing, give you more medicine to cover symptoms. For years, we thought I was just unlucky to get to have all of these different diagnoses in such a young person. Little did we know that they were actually all connected. In January of 2012 plus 1, I couldn't stand up without my blood pressure dropping so much that I was passing out. We went to the ER, we found out it was dropping to 50/30. I was diagnosed eventually with neurocardiogenic syncope. That started the long list of many of those diagnoses. June of 2012 plus 1, we found a wonderful integrative medicine specialist who clinically diagnosed me with Lyme. I actually did end up having a test come back to confirm. My CD57 test in particular was 15. My doctor at the time said that that was in the lowest 5% of patients that he had had. It is now up to 33, but that's after 4 years, and 33 is still really low, so we still have a long ways to go. When I was diagnosed, it was a relief. We had been looking for an answer for so long. It made sense for why so many things just kept going wrong. I would like to say that I jumped for joy there in the office and was clicking my heels, but honestly, the appointment was several hours long. A few minutes into it, I was struggling already. By the time we got there, I was struggling. By the end, when they were drawing blood work, I had to sign off on a paper and I couldn't remember my name. My husband told me my name and I couldn't remember how to spell my name. He told me how to spell my name. I couldn't remember how to write the letters. I have a degree up there on my wall that says I devoted 4 years to learning the English language. And I love grammar and I love words, and it feels like such a prison when you can't even get what is in your brain to communicate out through your mouth. That was a horrible way to say it, but I guess that was case in point. We were so relieved once we finally got a diagnosis. I had seen so many doctors up until that point, multiple general practitioners, rheumatologists, neurologists, ear, nose, and throat specialists, gastroenterologists, orthopedic surgeons, neurosurgeons, dermatologists, one of the top infectious disease doctors supposedly in New York, 3 trips to the Cleveland Clinic where they all told me, all of these tests are saying you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you, or here's a medication to mask that symptom. And that was just not okay with me. So once I finally found a doctor who was truthful with me and who gave us an answer, it was such a blessing from God. Our eyes were opened, but it was all very overwhelming. We knew the journey ahead was going to be very long and difficult, and so far it has been. I'm not gonna lie. We have a GoFundMe page that we've had to start. We have family who have been able to help throughout this. Financially, we wouldn't be able to do it on our own. It's expensive, and almost all of it is out of pocket and not covered by insurance because insurance doesn't like to cover Lyme patients. Supplements and medication and the products that we have to buy because of my sensitivities, whether it's food or chemical or whatever, easily an extra $500 to $600 a month. I haven't yet taken the time to tally up every single cost from this journey. I can definitively tell you it has been at minimum tens of thousands of dollars, probably closer to a few $100,000 when you take the big picture of everything. We're waiting on a bill to come in the mail right now for tests that were necessarily done that's going to come in and be $2,000, and we have to find a way to finance that while we're also trying to raise $50,000 to $60,000 to be able to see Dr. Gemstick, the only person with the knowledge of combining IV antibiotics, which can get the Lyme and all of the other co-infections once they've advanced as far neurologically as they have with me. I don't have a definitive moment that I can tell you that was my rock bottom. The past few months has been fairly rock bottom for me. When I feel like no progress is being made, I felt stuck and I felt hopeless. I'm supposed to be the matron of honor in my sister's wedding, and I'm still stuck here in bed and can't even be in the room with anyone without a big respirator mask. I want to be able to be the matron of honor that an older sister should be able to be. I've been very desperate the past several months. I've felt hopelessness more frequently than ever before. I am a person who tries to choose joy whenever I am able, despite whatever circumstances I'm facing. It's been a little more difficult lately. As the wedding draws closer, the feeling of hopelessness becomes greater. It seems less and less likely with every day that passes, and that's a very hard thing to swallow. When the rock bottom moments happen, it ends up with me lying here in bed or on the bathroom floor yelling at God, Lord, please take me home. I can't do this anymore. I can't handle this pain. Please just take me home. I'm not suicidal. Thankfully, by the grace of God alone, have never had an actual suicidal thought, but I have many times wished for God to go ahead and take me home to heaven because I cannot stand the thought of staying alive in this condition any longer. That's what my rock bottom would be. Right now, I'm just fighting to make it through day to day, moment to moment. I really want my life back, guys. I really want to live the life with my husband that we both know that God is going to deliver me to live. I'm really desperate to get it back. My greatest wish regarding the Lyme crisis is that every doctor will start to look at a patient as a whole person, not just with the one symptom that they're mentioning at any given time. If you don't find an easy answer, Lyme mimics over 300 other illnesses. Always consider Lyme as a possibility. The mantra that I've tried to hold on to for the past few years is Lyme steals, God heals. And I truly believe that He is in the process of healing me, even though I don't feel it manifesting yet. I just want to encourage you to keep fighting and holding on and making it through every day. There will be a day Lyme disease is not this taboo topic. Hopefully, videos like this will bring it more to the forefront of people's minds and hopefully save others from suffering the same type of fate that Lyme steals. God heals. Don't stop fighting. If you're searching for an answer, keep searching till you find it because life is worth it. Please do not give up. This world needs you and it needs me, and we're in this together. Thanks for letting me share.